Now, positive impacts of globalization. There are many points here. Once the globalization started, the doors were open. The doors were open for all the countries to have their trades with their neighboring country, with not only neighboring country, with every country in the world. So the implication of globalization for our economy had been very positive. Okay, though India, because India has got lot of resources, India has got lot of material that can be exported. India has also manpower, and India presents a very vast market for other countries to have their presence here. Why would they invest here? Only when there is lot of opportunity. Now India presents a very good opportunity for all the people to showcase, to set up their industries here, and not only set up the industries, they get the manpower also to work for their industries, and then they fix the price and sell in the Indian market. So in this bargain, we also get employment. Indian people, they get employment, and there is increase in the foreign investment. So when there is increase in the foreign investment, what happens? The economy of the country, it improves, isn't it? The economy improves, the employment is given to our people, and then technology is also, it also gets added to our country. Otherwise, we have to beg other countries to give the technology. But when they are investing in our country, they are making, they're setting up their industries here. So definitely they will bring in with them the new technology without even asking. Otherwise, we used to beg them for all these things. Okay, so globalization in the Indian industry has brought a huge amount of foreign investment, especially in BPOs and pharmaceuticals. And then also in petroleum and other manufacturing industries. Now, also increase in the foreign business ventures. When the effect of globalization in the Indian industries is such that many foreign companies, they have come to India, especially as I said, pharmaceutical, BPOs, okay, manufacturing and chemical industries. So they have started their investment here. It's both of the points are almost similar. Now here it is increase in the foreign investment, here it is new foreign venture. So that means when they invest, they have to set up a business venture. Okay, so both of them are same, but I have just made the two in 2 points. Now reduction of unemployment. Definitely when they will set up industries here, they will definitely use our manpower, so they will give them employment, right? So once they give employment, थोड़ी सी poverty कम हो जाती है, because those people who were not having any jobs, they will get now jobs and they will be paid for that. So it has helped to provide employment to many people, and thereby it reduces the poverty. Fourth point is foreign technology. As I mentioned, when they invest in our country, they bring in with them the foreign technology, for which earlier we always wanted, we used to beg them कि this is the technology, please give us this technology, and we used to pay them. If they agree to give the technology to us, we were supposed to pay them. But now when they come and invest in our country, they bring this technology free of cost and without even asking. You don't have to ask them, because once they are setting up their businesses, they will definitely bring in the technology with them without even asking, right? Next is increase in the standard of living. Now when the poverty decreases, everybody gets employment. Okay, now if goods are available at low prices, good quality goods are, okay, better quality goods are available at low prices, then what happens? The standard of living, it improves. Okay, greater access to the developed country market and their technology products, it increases the standard of living. Next point is good quality product. Definitely, when you know that foreign products are mostly better than Indian products because they have got better technology. So when they come set up industries here, or when there is a globalization, that means not only setting up industry, that also means that export and import doors are now open. So you can import without giving much custom duties and all. So when goods are imported, so definitely you are getting better quality products. Now next point is continuous cash flow. What does that mean? Due to globalization, there is continuous export and import, and because of this cash flow, कहते हैं ना, when लक्ष्मी एक जगह टिक कर नहीं रहती है, and वो अच्छी बात होती है, that means it comes and it goes also, that means there is a flow. And when there is a continuous cash flow because of globalization, because we are having lot of businesses with other countries, so this flow is treated as a positive sign. Okay, it's important always to have a flow, rather than अगर आपका closed economy है but still you have lot of money, you will not grow. And if you don't have lot of money and you are very poor and you don't have open doors like globalization, then also it is not good. So what is important is flow of money, and that has happened because of globalization. Next point, very important, interchange of cultures. So whenever there is a globalization, that means it not only impacts the economy, it also has an effect on culture. The cultural intermingling happens after there is a globalization, because you must have seen before this decade of 1990, Indian society was very conserved. After that, once the globalization happened, we opened up to many things. Okay, now you see our society has accepted so many things which were earlier a taboo. Okay, like after 1990, this decade saw the start of globalization. But you must have seen so many things. To name a few, like after that, live-in relationship has improved. It is not to say that it has increased actually. Okay, then dress sense has changed, isn't it? And then also in this year, once the doors were open, globalization ka, you must have seen ki Miss Universe, Miss World, they were chosen from India. This was a strategic plan, because once the global market also know that the door of this trades are open with India. So and if they choose anybody from their land as Miss Universe and Miss World, the younger generation, they also get affected. They will start they wanted to basically launch their beauty products, their makeup range in India. So once the Miss Universe and Miss World, they are from your own country, you definitely have this confidence in you, and you also start buying products. You also open up the door for imports, isn't it? So there was a lot of cultural exchange after this 1990. and you can write an essay on that, because right now I'm giving you few points, but there's a lot of differences. In this decade only, dish antenna it came, and earlier we only used to see Doordarshan. Now sea of programs from all over the world were open towards us. We could watch any program, Oprah Winfrey se lekar, there were so many other channel from US, UK, all they were we were given exposure to all these things. So definitely when we are exposed to their culture, we will definitely imbibe them in ours also, isn't it? So next point that is very important is social changes. Now socially people are now open to what? To many things. They are open to do business with any country. They are open to have an influx of the Western way of living. They are open to getting the cultural exchange. They are open to going out also and setting up business in other countries also, which was earlier very difficult. Okay, now today social change में एक और चीज़ आ गया है था, that was after this, in this decade saw so many things like Miss India and Dish Antenna and other things. But after this, what has happened, many multinational companies, they came and started working, they set up their working here in India. And because multinational companies, they used to pay higher as compared to the Indian companies, so definitely standard of living improved, and thereby social changes were there. And not only that, multinational company, they also set up call centers which were actually catering to US market. Now definitely when they are catering to US market, so when it is night time in India, so these call center used to work at night time. They had night shifts. Okay, and when they had night shifts, so definitely this was also a very big social change, because the customers from US who were wide awake during the daytime, they wanted to have their queries solved. So all these call centers, since they were set up in India and they were working at night for the US people, so this was also a very which earlier never happened. Now even girls, they used to go and work in the call centers, which was earlier a taboo. Never girls never used to go to the night shifts earlier, but this was a big social change. Now next point here is, let me clear all the annotations, ink marks, so that you can see the next point clearly. Less of brain drain, matlab MNCs in India, they are paying the best pay packages now to the intelligent crowd. Now, so globalization has actually helped in reducing the brain drain from India. अभी क्या पहले क्या होता था? Where is my pen? Okay, here it is. पहले क्या होता था? Most of the cream जो था इंडिया का, they used to go and settle in US, UK, Australia. They used to go. So इंडिया में क्या हो जाता था? Brain drain हो जाता था. So, but because MNCs, they came and they started giving better pay packages to our country, so many of the people, they said, why should we shift to UK? If, for example, Indian companies, they used to pay them X amount, and US and उधर जाओ तो 10x amount मिलता था. So if multinational companies, they had come and set up their companies here, they used to pay them at least 5x. So they used to consider that it is better to have this 5x and stay in India rather than going abroad and having 10x. So less people started moving towards Australia, US and UK for better salaries, because they were happy with this 5x amount staying in India, because Indian companies were only paying them X. So this was the reason there was less of brain drain after globalization. And earlier जो अच्छे अच्छे डॉक्टर इंजीनियर्स होते थे, they used to move to these countries. Up they want to be here and serve the country and the people of our country. Okay, now moving ahead, we'll also talk about the negative impacts of globalization. So everything, has got a positive effect also, and it has got a negative effect also. We also always have to consider, we have to weigh them, whether the negative impacts are more or whether the positive impacts are more. So accordingly, we have to take the decision. So there were many positive impacts, which I had a discussion with you just now. So now looking at the negative impact, now we'll see how we can, reduce the negative impact if there are many, and if there are not many, so then we have to focus on that. Yeah, globalization had been a very good thing for our country. Okay, so moving ahead, there is increase in the competition. So when there is increase in the competition, it actually is a positive impact. In a way, it has got how it is positive, because when there is a competition, the consumer का benefit होता है. Consumer, they benefit of consumers. But how it is increase in competition is taken in the negative impact, because when there is a globalization, Indian market or foreign market में there had been a tussle. Indian markets were not able to give the products at low prices. The reason being because उनका cost ही उनका बहुत high होता, cost of production was very high. On the contrary, foreign companies उनके पास better technology था, so उनका cost of production is low, so thereby they used to give the goods and commodities at low price. So in this manner, there was a lot of competition between the Indian market and the foreign markets. With the foreign goods better than the Indian goods, the consumer always preferred the foreign goods. और जो Indian market का better quality नहीं मिल पाता था, so they suffered. So this reduced the amount of profit for the Indian companies. And कौन-कौन से sectors में basically ये हुआ? It happened in pharmaceuticals. ठीक है? And then it also happened in chemical and manufacturing. क्योंकि हाँ, इन सब में क्या था? We never had better technology and better technology. ठीक है? Steel industry में भी ऐसा हुआ. ठीक है? So this was a negative impact. जो इंडियन इंडस्ट्रीज थी उनके ऊपर बहुत नेगेटिव कंपटीशन उनको झेलना पड़ा. नाउ व्हेन आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट, आई सेड देयर वाज इंक्रीज इन एम्प्लॉयमेंट. नाउ व्हाई आई हैव रिटन हियर अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, देन to understand this, though there was increase in employment with the globalization because new companies were set up. ठीक है? In India, there was an increase in the employment, but since there was better technology, so many people were not required. They were able to do work with better technological equipment, and instead of 10 people, they only required 1. So this actually increased employment again. Though in the beginning it was said that so much employment will be given to so many people, though it was also given, but at the same time since the technology was much better, computer IT industries का boom था, and what happened now, they also incorporated IT in that. So what happened, one person was able to do the work of 10 people. So again, 9 people, they got kicked out of from their job. So then again there was unemployment, right? Now again, next point here is volatility in the financial market. What does that mean basically? um, Globalization has thrown up new challenges like growing inequality across or within the nation. So there is a volatility in the financial market and also in the environment. There had been deterioration in environment also because of globalization. I'll change the ink so that it becomes okay. Next point is environmental deterioration. Again, I just said financial market में तो था ही. How it affected environment? Because they had set up lot of industries and there was lot of pollution, there was lot of cutting of trees, so many things happened. Okay, so it actually affected the environment also. Okay. Now next point is uncertainties. Now another negative impact was that globalization actually led to uncertainties. How we can prove this point? You know, the workers जो थे ना, they actually feared that because there are a lot of imports that are happening nowadays, so उनका employment चला जाएगा. There was lot of uncertainties here. The producers of the import substitute, particularly those in small sector, they also felt that they will get eliminated by the big giants of the industries. Okay, so the domestic companies also, they also had the uncertainties whether they will be able to survive in the long run or not. Okay, they also feared that their companies will get merged with the foreign companies after certain some time. So the volatile financial inflow, particularly those in the financial institution, investors, depositors, all this, they upset the financial system also. The battery is running low, so let me just put the charger. Okay, so there was so much of uncertainties at that time. ठीक है, ठीक है. Next point here is poverty. There was a widening gap between the rich and poor. Whereas in the beginning I said that poverty was positive impact. May we did talk about it reduced the poverty, but हुआ क्या कि the middle class was able to really rise high, but जो सबसे lower strata था ना, they still remained there. जो पहले रिच था, रिच एंड मिडिल क्लास के बीच का गैप जो था, दैट बिकेम लिटिल लेसर, बट ये वाला गैप बिटवीन द मिडिल क्लास एंड द वेरी लो स्ट्रेटा स्टिल रिमेन द सेम. अब जाके नाउ फ्रॉम द ईयर 2015 ऑनवर्ड्स, जब भी actually 2010 onwards, when even the lowest and lowest of the rung of the society, when they got the mobile phones in their hand and they also tasted what is internet and what is how can they improve the business. Like abhi to aap dekhte ho na, even very poor farmer, even he has a mobile phone in his hand. Even a small labor has a mobile and he knows how to use that mobile to increase his business, है ना. Even a dabba wala, even a chai wala, everybody has got a mobile. अब जाके this gap is starting to get reduced, but earlier this gap was in not reducing only, right? Now, next, it kills the indigenous industries. Now indigenous means which are rooted in our country. Now when all the imports they became free of customer, no restriction on the tariffs, what happens then? There is an adverse effect on the companies, industries which are originally of Indian, okay, indigenous industries. So the domestic industries, even um who were very good, who were in comparison with those foreign industry, they also suffered business, okay. Forget about the small industries, so they could not survive at all. But even the companies which were very good and in comparison with the foreign companies, they also suffered. All right. So this means, again, loss of employment, again, loss of production, again, loss of income for those people, and again, gap increase in the poverty.